Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the freaking internet. Because the Fatwikingknight, Knight, as always, coming back from another Sunday excursion here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's always what we do. We're trying to keep it going. We continue to keep going, and we're just having fun with it. And as always, I continue to use it for what it is, a therapy session while playing hardcore Minecraft. And I know exactly what you're freaking thinking. But Viking, those things don't really coincide with each other, do they? Relaxing and hardcore mode, where if you die, you lose your world? Well, actually, yes, they do, Billy. And I'm glad you have asked that question. It's very weird, but I think I've just been in this mindset for a very, very, very long time. Both like personal life and in video game life. You get one chance. So I really, really like where games have a hardcore mode. And it actually just makes things really simplistic. If you die, you lose the world. Very nice. So I've even been doing the hardcore playthrough of Path of Exile 2 right now. And let me tell you, I suck at it. I've been trying really hard, and I have lost, 30-ish characters at this point, I would say. I don't know the exact number. I've deleted most of them, but 30-ish characters. Minecraft worlds, we have lost 4. 4? One. This is season 4, so we've lost 3 Minecraft worlds, which is really not all that bad, to be honest with you. Most of them last a good amount of time and allow me to start big projects, which I know I need to get better at finishing, because I know how I am, and I know that I beat the same dead horse, over and over and over again, and it's really bad. I start these massive projects. This one, of course, is absolutely no exception. And even though I said to myself, hey, self, you are not allowed to start another project until this one is done, finito, completed, 100% ready to go. It still hasn't really helped, because you know what I have just done instead of starting a brand new project in a different area? I started a new part of this area. So, it was just going to be this island, for example, and I was going to make a nice little river to go between, and then I was like, just wait a second, I've got an idea. And that idea was simple. What if, instead of a little river there, because it doesn't really make sense for it to be an island if it's a little river, what if instead that was a lake? And then that lake grew in size 7-fold, and now, you can't see it right yet, but sneak preview, it's roughly 300 blocks in width. Roughly 3-ish hundred in length, and roughly 20-ish in depth. It is a big boy, and I don't know why I struggle with this so goddamn hard. But it kind of coincides with what I want to talk today about, which is why I had to give you that little prefix. I think I do this exact same thing in real life. In fact, I know that I do this exact same thing in real life. What that means is I set these enormous goals for myself, and I struggle immensely to finish them, and even feel bad about finishing them because of the enormity of the task. For me, in my brain, I can't do it like that. Which is also weird, because at work, it's fine. It's like, I know the goal, and I know all the little intricacies, the little details that you need to do in order to complete that goal, A to Z. But it doesn't feel like a monumental, gigantic, gargantuan task. It just doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like it. But for some reason, outside of work, in video games and in real life, it is a daunting freaking task. And I'm sure many of you guys out there feel the exact same freaking way. In it that you set these enormous expectations of yourself. These things that are so far out of reach that require a 3 to 5 year plan to try to achieve them. But you only see the end goal. You don't see all the little tiny micro goals that are inside of it that get up to that gigantic goal. And that's always been a struggle for me. It's something that I've tried and worked on and read books on and done whatever I can to try and alleviate that potential stressor, but it's very difficult for me. Brain doesn't want to brain that way. Brain don't work that way. It just don't. I have tried looking at it from a smaller lens, but even here, I need a place. I need a physical location of many little tasks that I can do. Because if I just say, dig the 300-piece lake, well, guess what? That task is superior. It's massive. This, digging out this, you can just see, little by little, even as fast as blocks as we are digging, this takes a long freaking time to dig out. Both the dirt, the stone, the gravel, the granite, andesite, and all the ores as well. It takes a lot of time. It's rough. But if I were to start a goal board or a bulletin board of some kind in here, there's no possible way, no conceivable way that I could simply put, dig out the lake. Because on paper, guess what? That sounds like a very manageable task. Oh, easy. All we have to do is dig out this small little lake. But it doesn't take into consideration the detail that goes into that. It doesn't take into consideration the size that goes into that. Doesn't take into consideration the amount of tools and repairs that I will need for the subsequent tools. And it doesn't take into consideration where I'm going to store all of the blocks, right? So just with that, I have created myself many new problems. Well, if I'm digging all of this, I need somewhere to put it. So now I need to make a storage room to be able to hold this amount of materials because we don't want it to go to waste. So when we need something to build with, we have those materials at hand and we don't have to worry about it. Okay, great. So instead of saying, well, guess what? You can dig out the lake. Now I have to say, build a small facility for storage for the lake. Okay, but if you break that down even further, how did I get the materials for that? Do I have the materials for it? How do I know what materials I want to build for it? And question is, I don't. So I then have to break that even smaller task into something even smaller. So I would have to say, gather 4 stacks of logs, 12 stacks of cobbled deep slate, 4 stacks of spruce trapdoors, 2 doors, and some terracotta to build this storage facility, right? Gather materials for the storage facility is now our new goal. Okay, gather materials. That sounds easy enough, right? Well, wrong. What if we don't have the tools? Look at right now. My shovel is on the verge of breaking. It is very, very low durability. And I can't simply continue using this tool because now it is incapable of mining more blocks without breaking. So now I have to even subdivide that further. Collect/repair tools to gather resources for the storage unit for the lake resource management. You see how many goals just fit into that one particular thing? And that's just one tiny, tiny aspect of this world. I really need to set up an area. We just need to buckle down and do it. The first thing is make a bulletin board, because if it's not in the game and I can't physically see it, guess what? I'm not going to do it. In my house as well right now, I have a whiteboard. The whiteboard reveals information to me about what I am doing. But because I'm able to physically see the writing on the whiteboard every day, I'm able to kind of congregate a little bit more towards those goals in different and various ways. And that is very nice. I need to do the same thing here. I basically need to do the same thing for my life, honestly. I need to just have like a notebook and notepad and iPad and whiteboards and things for my car and sticky notes. Like, I need to be able to see all of the miniaturized version of the goal. If I can only see the gigantic picture, the landscape at the end of the rainbow, I'm not going to get very far. I really, really am not. And I think it's just a lesson that I need to discipline myself more to learn. I continually bite off more than I can chew, and I need to set these micro goals. It should be one little thing at a time, one baby step towards the bigger goal. And maybe I break it down like, this is our big goal. We have this specific goal right here, and then these are the subcategories for it, and then these are the subcategories for those subcategories, and then these are where we're starting, basically. I think I need to break it down into the most simple possible components before I even have a chance at completing it in a way that will make me less insane than I already am. It's hard. It's hard. And it takes a tremendous amount of effort to do that first step too. Because I think the other issue that I have is if I am doing all of these little things, I'm not focusing on the big goal. And I know that that is not the correct information, but that's genuinely how I kind of look at it because of my ADHD brain where I'm kind of squirrely all over the place. It's kind of how I look at it. And that is very difficult. That first initial step in even deciding that that's what I need to do is so hard for me. Like, I know that it would be so freaking beneficial if that's what we were able to do. We were able to break every goal I want, both personal, professional, and video game related, down into its most simple components. I know that I would be a lot more successful in completing tasks. I do know that it will never be 100%. I'm like, just the way my brain works, I know damn well that I will never complete 100% of the tasks that I set forward. But I do know that I will complete more than 0 tasks, which is roughly what I complete right this second. And you think I'm exaggerating, but I really, really am not. Over my many Minecraft years, my many Minecraft worlds, I think I can name one project, in which I completed it to full. And I could obviously still go back to it now and continue it to full again to add new stuff to make it more and better. One single build out of everything that I've done. And that is definitely a huge difference between me and other Minecrafters. They don't have the same ADHD level of brain. They set a goal. They're like, I'm going to build a farmhouse today, and we're going to make it part of the world. I'm going to use Whip as an example. We're going to make a fishing village, right? I'm sure that he sets this out in ahead of time. He goes, collects the materials, he goes and plans it in creative mode, he goes and makes it, and then makes it a piece of the bigger picture. Oh, excuse me. I had to take a drink. All this ranting got me thirsty. But he is able to achieve that, and as a result, although his base is one big thing, it didn't start out that way. He didn't start as, I am going to make this gigantic, huge thing. Like, he finished one thing at a time, and slowly but surely, it added to the big thing. And that's something that's very, very difficult. No one tells you this. No one prepares you for it. It's just something that's there, and you have to figure it out, because my freaking goodness, is it difficult. So I'm not gonna promise it, because if I were to promise it and didn't do it, I would simply feel bad about myself, and I don't want that to happen. I want to be able to finish goals. I want to be able to finish more than 0 goals, really, is the first goal here. More than 0. And in order to do that, I really need to buckle down and do the whole planning phase. I need to lay it out as simply as possible for everything in my entire life. From things I want to write about, poetry that I want to write about, games that I want to play, streams that I want to do, professional goals that I want to achieve in positions, ranks, whatever you want to call them. I need to start at the bottom. I need to start at the very basic core of this, and somehow, some way, I need to trick my brain into knowing that this is actually the correct thing to do. That's what we need to do. It's not going to be freaking easy. It's not. And I intend to update you guys on my progress on that. I'm sure you care deeply. Obviously not. I know that I am here as a talking head and a figure just going on in the background. And I understand that. Also, I am just here for my own therapeutic news, which is great. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna go after it. We're gonna do it to the best of our freaking ability here, because my goodness, is this ridiculous. Even in this world, I have one freaking project. One. Granted, it is turned into a menagerie of different things, but we have one project, and goddamn are we in need of finishing something. I need a win. I need a way of showing progress, and I need a way of being able to actually put that best foot forward. I need a small victory, a small win, before I am able to actually continue this. So although it is purely just Minecraft, I think we're going to start it here first. And I'm going to try and transition this into my real life. Try my best and just see if it's something that we can do. And see if it actually has benefits for us. If it makes me feel like I am more fulfilled. If it makes me feel like I am actually achieving things. All of these are beneficial additives. Additives? Yes. All of these are beneficial, I think, and will help me in the long run. We just need to figure out how to fucking do it. And I'm going to do it in the same way that a smoker wants to quit smoking. I'm going to do it cold freaking turkey. But in this case, instead of stopping something, we are going to start something. Goal 1 is going to be create the goal board in this world. Goal freaking 1. Create the goal board. Simple as that. Let's get after it. So thank you guys so freaking much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!